the fashion district. Almost every time I went to the fashion district, right, with my friends after like watching a movie, once 2 o'clock hit, or was it 12? Once 2 o'clock hit, we got kicked out immediately.
In April of 2023, Philadelphia's Fashion District Mall implemented strict new youth curfew policies. The Fashion District was a prominent third space for teens, a place they could go other than school or home.
Philadelphia needs to do better. We need more spaces for teens, you know.
It's getting harder to hang out and like
Can't really do nothing because if I go there, I can't because I'm underage, or my parents don't want me to go there because kids my age is doing stuff.
Along with the fashion district, many third spaces for teens are becoming much harder to access, if not becoming obsolete completely. More and more, teens are left with nowhere to go, but there are exceptions. Places where teens can go other than home or school. Places where teens are free to hang out without having to worry about money or being unwelcome. Tucked away on the ground floor of the Parkway Central Library lies the Marie and Joseph Field Teen Center, a third space for youth aged 12 to 18 to hang out in whatever way they choose. Some teens watch TV, some read quietly or play games on the computers. Others sit at a table and talk, using the space to hang out with friends. We talked to a Field Teen Center employee to get a sense of what makes this space so special.
So the Field Teen Center was kind of founded by Chris Longley. Chris really saw a need that I think a lot of people saw in a lot of cities, that like teens increasingly needed a space to be able to hang out, a third space. Libraries, especially now, are like one of the few places left that are like free to be in. We get a lot of teens who are like straight out of school and they want a place that they can come and hang out with their friends. In the summer, it's usually a little more chill, but I would say we do get that energy. So sometimes we'll get teens who kind of like woke up and started their day and was like, I don't want to be in the house all day. So they kind of come here maybe at like noon, settle in for some lunch. Maybe they're like, I really want to watch an anime today. We put an anime on the TV. They want to play some games on the computers with their friends. We are able to have a really big space here at the Teen Center at the central branch of the Free Library, and not every individual library branch yet has their own like teen space fully dedicated. And we've been able to see, even in just branches that have been able to have that dedicated teen space, how it's changed. If anything, our biggest problem is just like having enough space and staff to be able to handle that. And I think like that's really an indication that like more and more people want a third space where they can be and exist, like not only for teens but even for adults. And like I think like any space, it's important to have like a system and like respect set up between like the people that run the space and the people that use it. And I think that we really have that going here in a way where like we love, as librarians and staff here, like making this space like open and welcome.
Located in Chinatown is the Ginger Arts Center, another prominent third space where teens are able to do art, grab a snack, and build community. We spoke to two of the co-leads of the Ginger Arts Center, who gave us insight into the inner workings of the space.
When you're a teenager, you want nothing more than freedom, and one of the main ways to do that is have autonomy on where you can go after school and stuff. And I think one of the main challenges being a teenager in Philly today is not having those spaces.
Ginger Arts Center was founded by SPOC, Students for the Preservation of Chinatown. We founded the group to fight against 76ers Arena proposal. After that, we kind of realized that we wanted to pivot and we wanted to think of ways that we could continue organizing and being in community. We see a continuous disinvestment in libraries and recreation centers and schools. We have some regulars who will come in and like just hang out and like chat with us and catch us up. Sometimes they'll gossip, sometimes they'll like, tell us like, how like college applications are going, or, how if they need help with homework, sometimes we'll help them with that. So being able to have like, professional grade like art equipment, things like coding workshops, financial literacy workshops, teach-ins about histories that like wouldn't typically be taught in in a public school classroom setting.
It's not just they're coming in and they're guests, they're also like people who live here, who like this is their home too. But I think if all youth had access to a place like this, people would see just how far that can go and how creativity often fosters better functioning societies.
Although it is difficult for teens to find places where they are welcome, organizations like these show us that a solution is possible.